You're still watching the conversation on Lagos television. We did say earlier that our focus this morning is going to be on the education sector, precisely the shortage of qualified teachers and its impact on the education sector of the country. We all know how germane education is to the socio-economic development of any country. But in this part of the world, it appears that we are not paying adequate attention to the education sector. For anybody to become a lawyer or a doctor, an engineer today, you cannot become that professional in the field of medicine or law without your teacher. Whatever I'm churning out today is courtesy of my teacher over the years in primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions. So it appears that we are lacking manpower when it comes to competent teachers in the country, and this is worrisome, and major stakeholders in the education sector are raising alarm that there is an urgent need for government to look in this direction and of course ensure that we have qualified and competent teachers to run the affairs of our schools at the primary, secondary and tertiary levels. We have someone who is very concerned about this development in the education sector in the studio this morning, Professor Babajide Abidogun, Professor of Early Childhood Education, Lagos State University. It's our pleasure to have you this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right, good morning. I have a particular data with me here from the Universal Basic Education Commission, and it's saying that there are nearly 195,000 teachers shortages in public primary school in Nigeria. This deficit is exacerbated by the fact that many qualified teachers are leaving the profession due to woeful working conditions, low salaries, and lack of incentives. Broadly now, looking at the education sector in Nigeria, where would you say that we are really lacking qualified and competent teachers? Is it at the primary, secondary, or tertiary?
Yeah, thank you.
Or it is general?
Thank you very much. I am a professor of early childhood education, and early childhood education is the foundation of other levels of education in Nigeria and in the world globally. If we look at it from that angle, when the foundation is weak, definitely it is going to affect other structures, and that is what is really happening presently in Nigeria. We can see how it affected the performance of the UTME that was just concluded, and over the years we have seen the effects on the WAEC, the final examination at the secondary school level. So same thing goes for the tertiary education too. I am a lecturer in a university. I will see the performance of these students. So when the foundation is weak, there is a problem. And the problem is just there. And the only way we can get out of it is to get our acts right. The teachers are not available in the primary schools. Even early childhood education now is from 0 to 5. And specialists to handle that level of education are not available. Moving to the primary school, my own association, I'm the national president of my association, Early Childhood Association of Nigeria, and we are in this deep discussion with the chairman of Lagos State Primary Education Board, Dr. Hakeem Shitu, that you are retiring teachers from this sector and you are not replacing them. There is that lacuna, there is that gap, and everything boils down. Lack of
manpower.
Yes, lack of manpower. Everything boils down to the fact that the pupils, the students, will suffer. It will affect them academically. Why not recruit? Getting more teachers that are qualified. You are giving room for the private school owners. Some of the private school owners are doing well at that level, but
in terms of quality of their teachers.
Yes. When they don't recruit, you have to recruit qualified teachers. You don't recruit school SATs. When you recruit school SAT holders, then definitely what do they have to offer? I'm not talking about public primary schools now. Okay. Government is trying to recruit, but they are not doing enough. The rate at which the teachers, they retire It's not the way rate at if they recruit. Yeah, to fill up the vacancy. So we have to really concentrate on how best teachers can be trained, employed, and allow them to operate in an environment that is conducive for learning.
Okay, beyond recruitment now, even some of the teachers that are being recruited these days, are they really interested in the job, or they're just coming into teaching because there are no jobs available? And what is their competence level? Because in those days, you see certain teachers teaching you with all form of passion, but these days, you see teachers getting distracted. They are not really concentrating, are not giving their best to ensure that the pupils they are going to churn out at the end of the day are quality ones.
Yes, it's in two ways, the way I want to look at it. First, yes, we have few of them who are not committed to the job. We have very, very few of them. But to me, majority of them are committed. But the prevailing environment is just what is not conducive for them. If you follow the trend in the news, look at even parents, some of our parents, when the teachers, they want to perform, they want to train the child, the child needs to be trained, needs to be cautioned, needs to be disciplined, and the parent comes back to fight, to beat up the
teacher.
And the teacher, you just say, as a teacher, me, I have my life to live. Let me just not go to the extent of, going too far, so that I will not call any parent will not come back and embarrass me. The environment is so hostile. Government is not providing enough incentive. Look at those teachers in the rural areas. There should be, good package or packages for them in terms of welfare. Some of them go by boat, all these local boats. We have lost many, on the river when they are going for their duties. When the boat capsized, who pays for their compensation? Who takes care of the families? And it is the pupils, the students that will suffer when teachers are not regular in school. Over at the riverine areas now, at least I know of Lagos State, when we go for teaching practice, you hardly see, teachers in those riverine areas, in those schools, teaching. They will hardly go. They don't go every day. That's the truth. I'm saying it publicly. They don't go every day. They go twice or thrice in a week. Who takes care of those days that they are absent? So the environment matters. Government should, wake up to its responsibilities. Then the quality assurance too. They have to be up and doing. The quality assurance department, when they do their job properly, things will be monitored. Teachers will be committed. Yes, we have few of them that are not committed, but majority of them, they really love this job. But the environment is not conducive for learning. That's just it.
Okay, so in terms of training now, would you say that the quality of teachers that we have these days, in this time of ICT, are they really fitting into the future of education compared to what we have in other climes? Yeah.
In terms of ICT, particularly the COVID-19, after the COVID-19 pandemic, yes, we have seen so many innovations in terms of ICT, technology, and what have you. People are getting educated, particularly even our teachers. The use of these smartphones and what have you has really exposed them and made things easy. Even at the university levels too, we have CBT exams. We conduct CBT exams with lecture via Zoom. And I believe we are getting there in terms of technology. The teachers are getting, used to the training, but the environment too, where you don't have electricity to charge your phone. Sometimes I would want to do an online lecture with my students. You will find out that not all the students will be available. when you ask them why, yeah, they couldn't charge their phones.
Oh, there's no data.
There is no there is no data. That's another aspect. There is no data. So until those things are taken care of, then before we can get there, but we are trying in terms of teachers training, and also the government should fund the teacher training institutions like the NTI. I don't really know
National
whether that
Teachers
Institute, National Teachers Institute. I don't know what is even happening there now. So, it used to be, an avenue where teachers are
trained from time to time.
Yes, trained from time to time. That one is no more again. So, and another scene or scenario that is happening in the education sector now is most colleges of education, who are institutions, prepared to train teachers for the secondary and primary school levels, are being, upgraded
into University of
Education.
Is that not a plus or it's a minus?
To me, it's a minus.
How?
It's a minus to an extent, because these colleges are there.
They are specialized.
They are specialized to train teachers for those levels of education. Are you getting this now? Look at, for example, now if you have a degree in physics, let me just say degree in physics, and somebody who has an NC and with integrated science, you understand? How does that physics teach at that level, at the primary school level? You understand? His only concentration, his only training is on physics. Are you getting this, sir?
So the quality of training at the colleges of education level is broader than what we have at the university. Is that what you're saying? In terms of teaching?
It depends on how you want to look at it. They are meant for secondary, to train teachers for the secondary and
primary
education. But the NC is being phased out now, and then we are having degree holders. So those degree holders will have to be trained again. Maybe we'll call it in-service and post-service training. If they are employed, they will have to, be
because
trained.
They don't do teaching practice.
They do. They do in the Faculty of Education.
Okay.
They do.
Okay.
But the structure of secondary and primary is a bit different from the university, the system. So they need to be also trained.
Okay, but would you blame government for upgrading some of these colleges of education into university? We know that we are paper conscious in this country, and many of our children, they are not even interested in going into colleges of education.
I wouldn't blame government. It's a good idea. It's a good one. But then we are not, all, technologically balanced. We don't belong to the same, it is meant for the middle cadre. You understand? That is the average student. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
But the secondary school students that are writing UTME now, they are not interested in going to colleges of education.
It's because of the way the environment. Some of us went through that system.
Years back.
And I'm now a professor now.
Years back.
Yes. So, but it means that something is wrong somewhere, sir. Something is wrong somewhere with the system. I'm in the university. I have been there for over 25 years, close to 30 years now. And I'm a professor. I know we go from time to time, we go on to the field for teaching practice, and we see all these things. So colleges of education, they should be allowed to exist. Why universities too? Then they feed the university.
Would that improve the quality of teachers in our schools if the colleges of education are brought back?
Yes, it will, sir. Because the way they train them, you have already been trained for 3 years. And when you enter into the university, you are already matured than all these underage children that we have around. You are already matured. You have gone through the system. You know what it takes. That when you are back into the university, then you should know why you are there. I am not against the university, you understand? But at the same time, I don't want to discourage the issue of, killing the colleges of education. Yeah, I don't.
Okay, which is more worrisome for you, the quality of teachers in public or private schools? Because I see some private schools and what is coming out of the mouth of their teachers, and I'm like, what are you teaching these children? Likewise on public schools.
Yes.
So which is more worrisome for you, and how does government address all these problems?
The two are worrisome because we are talking about the lives of our future leaders, our children. You understand? But the public schools, government is really trying in terms of employing teachers that are qualified.
Is it just about employment or the quality?
I'm getting there. You know, when you employ, during interview, you'll be able to sieve.
One-on-one interaction.
Yes, they do that now.
In this age of connection, before you get employed?
They do that. There may be little connection, but we still have the quality, you know, that we want. They look out for the quality, and you know, we get them. I am very close to the SUBEB chairman. I know what he's doing presently. The same thing with the TESCOM. We have written her. We want to discuss with our association. And they recently advertised for recruitment. That is the teaching service commission, Lagos State Teaching Service Commission, TESCOM, and they are employing. The last chairman or the last board before this new one, you know, Mrs. I've forgotten her name. You know, she really did very well. Yes, she told me one-on-one that she had, you know, letters from, you know, highly pleased. But you have to follow the due process. Follow the due process. You apply online. If you okay, even if the governor gives you a letter for employment to her, where did you apply online? You must apply first, do the first interview, do the second interview. Then bring out your results and show the governor or the commissioner. See, is this what we want in our schools? I was there that day. She was telling somebody that brought somebody to her. So it's not. So they are in terms of quality. The government is trying, but the private schools, it still boils down to the government, because these are schools that are giving approvals. That is those that are approved. And we have so many of them that are proliferated. They are just mushroom schools. And they are existing within our society. And the government is there. The quality assurance is there. They go around. Don't they see all these things? Some of the schools that I'm very used to, they are good privately. They are, in fact, at the weekend, I was in one or two of them to give them valedictory speech. And I saw the school and the whatever. But majority of the private schools are worrisome. They don't employ qualified teachers.
Okay, I want us to look beyond Lagos State now, because the shortage of qualified teachers is not only limited to Lagos State. It's a national crisis. And you raised something earlier, which is the rural areas.
Yes.
If we are battling with shortage of qualified teachers in the city, now imagine what is happening in our rural areas. And I also want us to talk about the ratio of teachers to pupils in our classrooms. You get to some schools, public, privates, and the classrooms are crowded. And you know, the effect of that is you draining the teachers that are meant to teach maybe 20 pupils, you are making them to teach about 100.
Yeah.
So how do you get the best out of those teachers?
You can't. That's another angle to it. You can't get the best when you are overtasking the teachers. They have their limits. We are human beings too. So when it boils down to the shortage of teachers. When there are not enough teachers to teach a class, maybe primary 5A and B matched together to be taught by one teacher, is a problem. So definitely the normal standard is 1 to 25 at the primary school level, and I think it's
1 to 25.
Yes, that's the ratio at the primary school. Then at the secondary school, it should be 1 to 35. I think so. Now you are having 1 to 100. You can't get the best out from that teacher at all. You can't. That is a serious problem. Yes.
So what's the reflection of all these problem battling our primary and secondary school when they get to the tertiary level? Yes. What kind of students are you seeing in terms of their mental capacity and intelligence?
Yeah, it reflects in them. It reflects in them because their idea is even education is scam. That's the way. That's the slogan. Education is scam. When they are not taught very well at the secondary school level. They are not taught very well at the primary school level. When they come, they run about, for marks. You understand? They believe that with money, everything can be done. But some of us that we can still have our sanctity and integrity, we don't allow such. You understand? It reflects in their performance in the universities. Really
so I also want us to marry that to the performance of the students that wrote the UTME recently. In my own time, if you write JAMB, then you must make at least 200, not what we have now. So compare that with what is happening now. Would you blame that on teachers as well, or the rot in the society?
Yes, it's the rot in the society first, because of the economic crisis going on. Then the teachers themselves, they are not really committed again, because they have to, instead of teaching, they go after their own commercial activities too. Neglecting the primary assignments. So it boils down to the economic reality going on in Nigeria.
So if indeed we want to change the landscape of teaching and our education sector in general, what are those things and strategies that we need to put in place one by one at the primary, secondary and tertiary level on the part of government?
Yes, the government should be ready to increase funding, particularly starting from the budget, because the percentage allocated to education is the least of all other items.
UNESCO said it should be 26%.
Yes, but we are not getting there in our own budget here. So the budget should be increased so that adequate funding will be made available to take care of. And that is the reason why ASUU has been shouting. And I think they are even threatening now. ASUU is threatening to go on strike because some of our salaries have not been paid during the Buhari whatever. So same goes for the teachers too. They are paid poorly. So when they have good salaries, when government funds the something, then better people will come into the system. The teachers should be trained too. When you are even employed, you have to go for in-service, training or post-service, whatever you call it.
I thought your reward is in heaven.
Teachers' reward is on earth now. Nobody waits for heaven again. No, it's on earth here we collect our rewards. There is nothing like teachers' reward is in heaven.
But those teachers that taught us in those days, they were very committed, and their reward was in heaven. So what changed the narrative now?
It's the economic reality, my brother. A teacher that has his own children that cannot, feed them very well, we have to look elsewhere for something else to do. That's just it. Let the salary be increased. The pension now, people are dying. They are not accessing their pension. That pension style is not even good enough. When you retire, you have to take 50% of the pension. The rest, as old as I am, you will not be managing my own money at that age. How many years left for me to live? Why not give me my thing and let me use it the way I like? So there are so many things. Welfare is not there. The government is not. It should be, alive to its responsibilities. Give us what we want, then we'll deliver. At whatever level, primary, secondary, everything is happening the same way. Yes, a professor is not earning up to 1 million naira.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's just the title.
It's just the title, sir.
So these are some of the things that are distracting our teachers from concentrating.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
Okay, my colleague over there, Joy, she has a question for you.
Okay.
Prof, I just want to know. You interact with students. Do you still have students who are passionate about teaching, or they are just students who took the course just because they just wanted to enter into school?
Yeah, we still have students that are passionate. We have. I I always interact with my own students at whatever level, 100 level, 200 level, 3, especially the 100 level. When they come in, they come in about hundreds in my own unit, early childhood. And I wonder, did you choose early childhood as a course? When you wrote your JAMB? And they said yes. And we have some of them that are first class, 2 and, at the second class upper students presently in those levels of it. So we still have some of them that chose education, as their main courses. So we still have, but though there are some that will just be pushed into the education faculty to run courses in different fields in education.
Okay.
Okay, the problem that we are facing in the medical profession, Japa, wherein doctors are relocating to other climes where they are better appreciated, is it also happening in the teaching profession?
A lot. It's happening very well in that is what we call brain drain. Japa is happening a lot in the teaching profession, and that is one of the reasons why we are having issues in our universities. Most of them are gone. They are in all these universities in South Africa, in UK, in the US. They are there. I travel a lot and I see them. They have even been wooing me. I said, no, this is my own father's land. I will have to remain here and put in my best. I can travel, I will come back and, contribute my own quota to the education sector in Nigeria.
So what are the attractions that they have over there that you think we should put in place here?
It's the same thing, remuneration. When you are giving, when you earn over $1,000, and they earn more than that, $1,000 times our own, when you convert, you are in Nigeria, you think that way, 1,000 naira, $1,000 times, that's about one something. I don't know what the exchange rate is today now. So, and there are other benefits. You have access to loans. With your salary, the banks will, they will come to you. The banks will come to you. We have a housing loan, we have car loan. Just your salary, come and collect. So as long as we are able to deduct from your salary, it's fine with us. So you see an average lecturer, having a neat car, a good one, new one, not that the Togumba we have here in Nigeria, and he has his own mortgage. A house that has been mortgaged from the bank, very comfortable, and he pays, about our own banks here, they remove our own money. The little we earn, they remove it. 100, you see so many deductions, 100, 200, all those 100 in now thousands or millions. It amounts to a lot. We don't even know what they use for the money for. You reduce everything, and it's not encouraging. Even generally the public, the economic situation in Nigeria is nothing to write home about. We are paupers. About 2 cases of lecturers who could not even, give themselves good health, medications. There was one that died recently in a university in the north. The people, his colleagues now, they started raising money. They were raising money for him to be able to undergo an operation. Eventually, he died during the process. And he's a professor who's not earning up to a million naira.
Now imagine what will happen to a primary school or
secondary school. Yes. Now, how much are they earning? I think maybe now, if you are putting over 15 years in service, you'll be earning like 150 or 160. I'm not sure, but it's not even up to 200. So all these things should be reviewed. Should be reviewed upward. Provide them with loans. Let them have access to good loans. Make the environment conducive. Some of them have been stagnated now for 5 years in the primary school for promotion. And when you are promoted, you have some change on your salary, and that encourages you to put in more. But where there is none, for 5 years, 4 years, they are stagnated. So there is a lot of problems.
The challenges facing our teachers in this part of the world, they are quite many, from what you've heard from Professor Babajide Abidogun, Professor of Early Childhood Education, Lagos State University, this morning. The motivation is not there. Their salaries cannot even take them anywhere, talk less of their homes. And they are saying now that their reward is no longer in heaven. It is right here on earth. So we are calling on government and other stakeholders in the education sector to look in the direction of our teachers and do the needful for them to give their best in their line of duty. We thank you very much, Professor Babajide Abidogun, Professor of Early Childhood Education from Lagos State University.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a pleasure being here.
So that reward is not in heaven anymore.
It's in on earth now. You take your you get destiny in your hands.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
we'll take a quick break on the program. When we come back, Joy will be taking you through our conversation. Stay with us.
The views expressed on this program do not represent that of the producer, management of Lagos Television, or the Lagos State Government. They remain the perspectives of those expressing them. Thank you for staying with Lagos Television.